Well, I had my family out in the lobby during the surgery, and of course Lisa, and and they were in the lobby praying for me. And I remember coming out of the surgery, and the nurses were trying to wake me up, and I was just not wanting to wake up. I couldn't swallow. My throat hurt. I remember them waking me up, going, "Lisa, wake up! You have to wake up!" And they were just urgent about me waking up out of my surgery. And I heard this no cancer being said between these nurses, and it didn't sink in that they were talking about me because I was pretty out of it. And in the meantime, my surgeon had went out into the lobby. My family has told me and said that she couldn't explain it. She has had thousands of needle biopsies. I mean, this is a scientific thing where she's never witnessed a false positive ever, but I did not have cancer anywhere on my thyroid. And this mass that was solid was no longer solid. I mean, there was changes in the tumor itself. And she was trying to explain it to my family, and they were just in shock. They kept waiting for this but, because we'd had this 2 weeks of this experience. And my dad screamed, "Praise the Lord," and my surgeon was screaming, "Praise the Lord." It was just an amazing experience, apparently, in the lobby. I wish I would have been there, but I did come through well enough to talk to a nurse, and I was so in shock. My faith, I was praying, okay, I just want it contained here. And I had friends that were praying, oh, it's going to be gone, there's going to be no cancer. And I didn't even think to pray that way. So that was I just was so shocked. And I remember the nurses, and I'm saying, I was talking as well as I could about and writing down things about miracles. And nurses were praying with me because in a setting like that, there's so much bad news. For them to be able to give good news was a blessing to them also. And I had all these nurses wheeling me out of the hospital afterwards. They were all excited. But I mean, there's been so much faith renewal with this experience, with me, with my friends, my son coming home. I mean, it all happened within a month of me wondering where the heck the miracles were. I mean, God is so present, and there's small miracles. I was blessed. I don't know why God chose to heal me, but I do know that people's faith have been renewed, and people have been encouraged to pray. And I'm so blessed. When my son moved out of the house, I was heartbroken. Any families from a split family, when you have the dad and the mom not together, it's kind of always a nightmare of the one parent that has the child living with them, that there's going to be that day where they're going to say, I'm out of here, I'm going to go live with my other parent. And I'd always dreaded that day. And when he packed up and left that day, it was heartbreaking. It's something that any parent should never have to go through. I was going through such a huge emotions when Justin moved back in. I mean, this whole, with the being told you have this disease, and you just really want your family close to you. And I know that it helped me with my healing process, and knowing that my whole family was there and not off angry with me somewhere. And but when he came home, it was just like he'd never left. I mean, he's my oldest son, and to have him home just made everything complete. With Elisa, I mean, she's one of my best friends, and she knew I went to church, and she knew that the kids were in youth group, and she knew that we did that. But I'll be honest, when we prayed in the lobby that day, I was thinking, I wonder if I wonder if she's ever done this. I mean, it's a little out of the box to have 5 people in a circle praying in a public. I didn't know how she would feel about it. I was totally uplifted, but I did in the back one. I wonder, but she never said anything to me about it, except that she thought it was awesome, and she was teary afterwards too, just like me. And I got a text from her, and she'll be at church, so I love you, Lisa. But I got a text from her that said that this experience helped renew her faith and brought her back to her faith, and now her kids are in Sunday school, and her and her husband have been coming to church and sitting with us each Sunday, and just to have her there and shared this with me, even if this experience brought her back to her God, then it's completely worth what I went through. God is performing miracles, and He is performing, and we just have to open our hearts and our minds to them, and be ready to see them for what they are when they're here.